G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in, well I guess I should say before we get into that, this is game number 2 of... What do we got here? Look at this little guy. We got a DJ in the corner right here. He's just wigging out back and forward. All right, he's fixed him up. That was just 18 seconds of casual idle time. Don't mind that guy. Vortex, oh geez Louise. All right. This is game number 2 of Vortex versus Kaio. If you've missed the first one, it is going to be on the video immediately before this one. And look at this, we got a double banger of a hunt right here. Oof, that is absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, this is the second game in the series between these two guys. So if you missed the first one, make sure you go check that out. Otherwise, I mean, I'm going to spoil it for you in the next probably 20-30 seconds. But this is part of Golden League. So Golden League, the $125,000 Age of Empires 4 tournament. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can find it. Every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 15 GMT, there's going to be games coming at you non-stop. I think probably about 4 or 5 hours worth at least every single weekend for probably the next 2 months at the very least. So there's plenty of content for you guys. I'm going to be casting it. There's going to be a whole bunch of other friends of the channel that are going to be casting it. Obviously, Liticor, Fitzbro, all those names that you're familiar with are going to be there casting as well. Now, you're not going to see every single game on my channel, so you're going to go have to check out the EGC TV YouTube or the Twitch, watch it live, do whatever it is you want. But let's talk about who we've got in this game. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in the north of the map, we have got Vortex playing on the color blue, playing as the Abbasid Dynasty. His opponent who spawns to the south of the map in the color red, it is Kaio, who is playing as the Rus. Kaio won the first game in this series with his impressive Abbasid Dynasty play, and Vortex needs to even up the series at this point in time if he wants to remain in it. He misses out on a sheepy sheep that was down there in that little corner, but does manage to pick up a couple of wolves. He's going to be bringing those bad boys back as well. You can see that he's actually got a fair few sheep here with him, so he is not going to be going idle at this stage. And what a weird spawn we've got here. Look at this. So you got a really big, like, you've got a very big cliff face that's in the middle of the map, and it's blocking off, like, this is a wet dream right now for any civ that's got walls, and you know, pretty much every civ has got walls with the exception of the Mongols. Yeah, I mean, Kaio going to be in a pretty decent spot here. He's managed to find the hunt behind his base. Still has cleaned up this hunt towards the north of his base, but at the same time, the double hunt that came out for Vortex already cleaned up, with the exception of one little huntable deer, which he's left to live. I wonder why that is. Why does he leave that single deer? Who knows? Vortex now going to be looking to age up, going up with the economic wing. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. You would never have to second guess yourself on that one, and we do see a second scout coming out from him nice and early as well. But House of Wisdom going to be going down in front of the town center here, kind of blocking villagers if they do try and go for this early berry or early mill play here on the berries. But I suspect he's going to be playing the standard opening, so we'll probably see the wheelbarrow coming out on the mill any second now. You can see he's still yet to drop down a mill, so it'll probably be the next building he goes for. At least that's what I would expect he would be doing. We do see those villagers now moving out towards that position, and indeed it is going to be a mill that goes down. We'll check back over with Kaio, see how he's doing. It's the Golden Gate that he's going with, and going to be dropping down that house on the wood line as well. Probably going to be looking to put down a wooden fortress shortly. 3 scouts out for him, going to be looking to scout out the enemy base. Doesn't spot anything too crazy. Obviously, the mill going to indicate, like, hey, yeah, you know, I'm doing just my standard Abbasid Dynasty thing. Try me, that sort of thing. But he's going to head up. He's going to spot that single deer. Let's see if he goes for it. He does actually go for it. Sends the single scout out towards that position. Kaio now going to be looking to try and put a bit of hurt on in this position, but you can see the villagers here have got the extra damage. I think this is from killing the sheep, so there's a bit of a bug at the moment. If you kill a sheep with a villager, it doubles the damage of that specific villager. So you can see this villager here with 6 damage. It hasn't killed a sheep. It is only these guys that are the slaughterers, and as a result, it makes them much more difficult to kill. And as a result, if you send them out onto the gold mine, they're actually a lot less prone to being killed by the scouts. Both players now reaching the feudal age at the same time. We'll ride on board with Vortex and watch exactly what he does. Wheelbarrow going to be coming through. He's got just enough for that fresh food stuff's about to come in. He is chopping or cutting or mining, rather, with all of his villagers there, overgathering quite a fair bit. In fact, not only just overgathering, but he looks like he's quite intent on just continuing to gather up gold at this point in time. Going to be dropping down a barracks at this point, so could potentially spot out a stable from the enemy, and indeed he spots out the stable from the enemy. So that is why you see him gathering up that gold. So he's going to be looking to get the Spearman upgrade, and you can see he's only on 77 gold. You're going to need 3 more. Actually, no, you're not going to. It's 75 gold for that bad boy. He is going to be absolutely fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. What are these? Is he rushing the boar? That's the only thing he could be doing, right? He's got to be going for the boar. What is this kind of play? I mean, you've got so many resources underneath your town center right now, don't you? Like Control Shift A. You've got 3 sheep, 6 sheep. You've got 9 sheep under here. Yet still you're going for the boar. What is the thinking behind this? Now, I want to see if he loses a villager here. Let's take a look and see. First villager, it's under attack. He's probably going to lose it if he doesn't micro back. He moves it back. Okay, all right, not bad, not bad. Manages to kill the boar. Drops the hunting cabin right next to it as well. This is interesting. Is this the next Rus game style? Like, is this it? Are you fast boar? Is that an actual thing? Is this Age of Empires 2 in Age of Empires 4 right now? Is that what we're seeing? Villagers going to be jumping down on that boar now. 8 villagers in total. Probably going to be looking to drop down a wooden fortress here as well, I suspect. But now those scouts going to continue to scout out the enemy, keeping up that line of sight. No spears really coming out at this point. Maybe a couple on the wood line? Nope. A couple over on the stone. That's where it's going to be. Just guarding up the stone. You can see the spearman there. Going to be getting that upgrade through. Hardened spearman coming through now. He's got 2 gold in the bank. So indeed it was 75 gold for that one. Now going to be dropping down that stable. So Vortex looking to play it a little bit more defensively. Still yet to go up to that second town center, but obviously gathering up the stone. He is intent on making it work. But this is so interesting. And the fact that he's come out all the way out over here, I suspect he's kind of almost looking to potentially isolate these berries as well. He might know that his enemy is thinking about coming out here eventually. Like, at this point in time, if you take a look from Kaio's perspective, he has scouted out the majority of the expansion points for his enemy. The only one he doesn't know about is this one. But to be honest, he probably knows that the berries are here. But obviously, you know, it's 2022 and Age of Empires can't tell you accurately what your enemy, or the person you are spectating has discovered or not. Scout, gotta be careful here. A lot of units starting to build up right now for Kaio as well, but yeah, he spots out a whole bunch of different expansion spots, and he's going to be very easily, yeah, there's the wooden fortress. Okay, there you go. So Kaio going to be dropping down that wooden fortress straight away. A great spot for it as well. I like the way that he's playing, but at the same time, no professional scouts coming out from him, at least not at this point, actually. Let me just, yeah, not at this point. Interestingly, doesn't go for survival techniques. I feel like if you are going to do such an aggressive play coming out for the boar like this, I feel like you should just be going into survival techniques. Because, like, if you are saying that you're going to be able to control this map and control this area, then there's no reason why you're not going to be able to control this. There's no reason why you're not going to be able to take this as well. And subsequently use that survival techniques and really make it work. But there is a little bit of a gap in the middle of the map. Kaio going to be looking to try and make his way through here. You can see he's got plenty of units starting to trickle out back in the base. He's got double archery range, a single stable. A barracks going to be coming up now. Not really thinking too much about the castle age at this point. You can see his resources really indicate he's just thinking about second age play at this point in time. Continuing to make archers 2x2. Now, Vortex, on the other hand, has got his second town center up, so he is online. Archery range going to be coming down for him. A lot of villagers are gathering up food, and look at that beautiful macro coming out from Vortex right now. 6 villagers on wood, 6 villagers on gold, and everybody is just working as hard as they can on that food. But double TC now. He's going to be looking to potentially get out some camel archers. We'll see how he plays. He is going to go for an archer. Interestingly, no, does cancel it. Does say, you know what, I might go for a camel archer instead. That's probably a wise choice. Honestly, Abbasid Dynasty camel archers are a beautiful unit. This unit absolutely runs rings around spearmen, so a great choice in this early game. But you can see Vortex now going to be scouting out these units over on the western side, and I'm curious to see what his reaction is. He's probably going to be scratching his head a little bit to be like, what the heck are you doing out here? I got no clue. But I mean, I would suspect it's a little bit preemptive. As I mentioned before, I think he's denying this berry patch from his enemy, and at the same time taking the boar, you know, getting the bounty. There's still the second boar over on the right-hand side as well that he could potentially look to secure. So Kaio now going to continue pushing in around his enemy's base, spots the stone out, sees that there's only been exactly 300 taken off it, so only going to be dealing with one town center as his potential expansion. So when it comes to looking to deal with that potential expansion, there's a couple of different options. Number one is try and trade out your enemy villages through the use of a battering ram. Number two is look to go up to the castle age, look to gather up those relics. You can see those relics all beautifully pattered and pitter-battered around the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then eventually add in your second town center yourself and look to try and keep up that way. But now we see Kaio jostling for position, so it looks like it's definitely going to be a feudal age play. More units continuing to funnel in. It looks like a scout going to be found out on the other side of the map, but still a lot of units back here for Vortex, and he is definitely holding on. When it comes to his upgrades, he's going to be looking to get Bloomery as his first +1 upgrade. At the same time, he's got a beautiful base that he's built up here. Also going to be adding in, it's just going to be another house at this point. He wants to prevent that population block that was coming in, but now it looks like, I mean, Kaio's positioning here, kind of a little bit curious, the fact that he's just sitting, not really doing too much work. He could definitely be sieging down from this position. At the same time, still we don't see any battering rams coming out just yet. We'll check in with him. He is getting siege engineering, so a little bit late on this siege engineering. Honestly, I would have preferred it a little bit earlier, but now you can see this mass is really starting to build for Vortex and going to be expanding out towards these berry bushes. So finally, Kaio does spot this down. Looks like he's going to be able to secure this up without too much of a hassle. All of the horsemen managed to get back inside on the walls, and at the same time, remember, all of this is just walled off. At least it looks to be walled off. There is a little avenue through over on that side. But at the same time, moving up towards the north. And yeah, so he's still got one way that he can come in through onto this position. So you could probably get a nice little wall in there for Vortex if you did want to. But with the exception of that, it is completely walled off for quite a bit. So a very nice natural defensive wall he's got here, which is definitely going to play into the fact that there's been such a delay in the attack coming out from Kaio. We're at 11 minutes right now, and the battering ram is only going down. Normally you would see this battering ram coming out a lot earlier, but I can't help but feel like it's something... You know, it's something to do with that. Villagers coming out now, managing to get the wall up. So there you go. They're going to be feeling, he's going to be feeling extra safe over on this side. Obviously, he's only got the one berry patch over here. So it means that when it comes to his expansion, he's not really going to be able to add too much more to it other than that. But if he wants to continue with the berries, he's going to need to move south. And obviously, it's going to be a difficult task for him. You can see the villagers standing by idly at the moment. He's run out of food on that boar, and this is the consequence right now. And speaking of consequences, take a look at how much food he's actually got in the bank right now. Kaio stacking up 900 food. So this is what happens when you take a boar and you don't know what to do with it. Still didn't get the survival techniques, by the way. But second battering ram also coming out for Kaio right now. He's looking to sort of put the batten down the hatches. I guess that's the best way to say it. Coming through for that second town center. Now, one of the things to note, villagers are going to be going down here. He does actually have the textile upgrade, but he's going to be looking to come through, and you can see it's a bit of a difficult task, honestly. Not a lot of room to move here. So a lot of potential flank opportunities coming in from the west here. A bit of a raid up towards the north. Does get chased away. A lot of horsemen coming out right now for Vortex. And Vortex going to be feeling pretty good about his position, but at the same time, probably going to be losing this town center. He's on 53 villagers at the moment compared to the 43 coming out from Kaio. Needs to be careful. Actually falls back with the battering rams despite his position. He knows that there was a bit of a push coming, obviously trying to draw back those horsemen over towards the north, and you can see the spear is actually going to be successful in taking that out. At the same time, jostling at the front. We're going to enter into the cinematic mode so you guys can witness in all of its glory the beauty as it begins to unfold. The battering rams slowly but steadily looking to... They can't make up their minds. They really can't make up their minds. I want to know about those villagers over on the western flank. Okay, they've just gone onto the berries, but now this is what I was talking about. You know, the numbers coming out from Kaio here obviously aren't as big as what Vortex has got. And Vortex got the camel archers on the back, also building up the archers. And now we see this difficult position over on the right side of your screen. You can see the villagers just going to be able to siege down the battering rams for free. Spearmen coming forward, getting picked off here. The camel archers doing a great job of tanking up that front fire. Horsemen just going to be coming in, and it looks like we might have to call service 20 right now, because I think there is a cleanup on aisle number 3. It's just looking absolutely terrible at this point in time. Vortex going to be getting a super duper good surround, beautiful coverage here from the horsemen as they continue to move in here, doing a great job. The iron undermesh comes in at the perfect time as well. He's going to continue to chase away the rest of these archers, but at the same time, he's bought himself so much time, so much space, able to close out this position. And it means, keep in mind, behind this, he's sitting on that 2 town center, which is exactly what he wants in this position, because he's going to continue to be able to boom behind it. He's going to be able to think about the castle age as well, because his economy is going to be in a better position, and he's just got to be careful not to overextend. That's the worst thing that he can do right now. So he's got himself a nice little victory. He's going to walk away, hopefully, and say, you know, we've done everything that we needed. Now let's focus on getting up to the Castle H. You know, you can probably even look to turn his attention down here, but to be honest, you know, Kaio doing a great job of just actually taking that out. Knight going to be stuck in the wood line. You got to be careful. It's going to be 4 hits for that bad boy to go down, but the archers managed to come back in time. Going to be able to take down that Knight. No damage, no fuss, no worries back there. Kaio still managing to keep his scouts out around the map, but at the same time pushing forward. There's a lot of units out here for his opponent. Vortex going to be looking to clean up more horsemen. At the same time, Spear's going to be coming out and looking to try and mash against them. Kaio nowhere near aging up at this point in time. He's investing all of his resources into this second age push, but it's starting to really fizzle out at this point in time. He's got more spears back here, but if he does pull them forward, he's going to be losing them to the archers, so it's a little bit of a difficult position, and now more knights going to be coming out for his opponent as well. And horsemen do get pulled back, so beautiful micro really coming out from Vortex. Beautiful composition as well. Running this 3-unit composition, archers together with spears, together with the horsemen. It's just an absolutely brilliant combo. It works so effectively, especially up against a 2-unit composition here. I mean, he does have the early knight, but to be honest, it's just a single knight. And to be honest, knights aren't really that good when it comes to this sort of combat. Ideally, you'd want to have horsemen just because they get that extra bonus damage against the archers. But now they're going to be coming in, looking to try and get that charge in. Spearman going to be able to clean up. Look at that damage that comes out from the Spearman. He does get taken out. The Archer's going to continue. And now we see Vortex really pushing in. We've also got the Castle Age coming through for him. Going to be going up with the Culture Wing. Still sitting on those 2 town centers back in the base. And now pushing forward a lot of Spearmen out here. Kaio really looking to hold on at this point in time. He's got a lot of resources in the bank. Not able to really use them. We'll take a look at his production and see what his infrastructure is. 3 barracks, 3 archery range, 2 stables. You can see all of the units that are coming out at the moment. Looks to try and make ends meet with a single knight. It's got 4 ranged armor compared to the 6 damage from his opponent. He's got 2 of these guys out now, but it's going to take quite a few volleys before they're actually able to take them down. And look at that beautiful micro coming out right there. Absolutely gorgeous stuff, splitting back the lower health units that are getting focused down by the knight. Beautiful micro coming out from Vortex. This is absolutely great stuff. And now Kaio moves the scout around. He's trying to get an idea on where the enemy villages are, but I just feel like at this point in the game, you just got to be wondering, is there anything Kaio can possibly do to get back into this game? I mean, he's going to need a Hail Mary at this point. He's going to need to find 47 villagers migrating to a berry bush and, you know, hit them all with a mangonel shot or a wallalol. You know, that's the only thing that could really change this. And the town center still sitting on about 40% of its health. Age up comes through. Kaio going to be... Oh, man, he's going to have his head in his hands very, very shortly. Going to be dropping a wooden fortress down. At the same time, it kind of looks like he might be thinking about heading up to the Castle Age himself. Obviously, got quite a few villagers there on wood. We'll check in with the villager count. 56 villagers for Kaio at this point in time. Vortex on the other side, 80 villagers. So a 24 villager lead. That is a significant difference between these 2 players. And now those knights going to be coming in. Still not able to take out a villager at this point in time. The archers going to be doing a great job together with those spears, repelling that early knight. And from here, I mean, Vortex has done what Vortex always does best. Phalanx, veteran spearman. It's a spear, men-at-arm mass that is all he's going to need. If we take a look from his perspective, you can see he's got the 2 archery rangers. Might be throwing in some crossbows potentially if his enemy looks to get up to that Castle Age. But there's just going to be so many units funneling out at this point. I don't know how Kaio is going to be able to stop this. And keep in mind, he's playing the Abbasid dynasty. So at the same time, he's going to be able to drop down mangonels literally on his front line. High trade house going to be coming down for Kaio here. So instead of investing into the Abbey of the Trinity, going to be going into that as his decision. Veteran archers coming out now. Going to be able to take out the villagers on the front line. The push really coming to shove at this point in time. Men-at-arms also going to be out. They've got their +1 armors. They are going to be very effectively covered against these archers who have only got 6 damage. So it is effectively 1 damage that they are doing. Spearmen now coming out as well. These guys have got their phalanx upgrade, so they're going to be able to shoot down units from afar. Obviously doesn't have the bugged version. I'm sure you guys remember the bugged version of Phalanx, but now a forward keep going to get thrown down by Vortex. Vortex playing this absolutely methodically. A beautiful game coming out from him today. And Abbasid Dynasty looking incredibly strong. I suspect good game gets called any second. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out Golden League. Golden League is going to be happening this weekend. It's going to be happening over the next 2 months. I want you guys to be there. I want you guys to be square, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed.